The question says that how much money will there be in an account at the end of 4 years, and $16,000 is deposited in that account, and it occurs a 7% interest compounded quarterly. Okay, so I'm not going to explain why this works. If you want to know how this, where this formula comes from and why it works, what compounding interest is, you can click the link. I've got a video that explains this, where this formula comes from. But if it says compounded quarterly, there's annually, there's semi-annually, quarterly, monthly, and daily. So if you look at your formula, A equals P. So P is the principal. So in this case, the $16,000 would be P. So that's your principal. Parentheses, and then it's 1 plus R over N, and R is your rate. R is the rate. N is your compounding. So in this case, it's quarterly. So your N value is 4. There's 4 quarters in a year. Annually, your N value would be 1. Semi-annually, your N value would be 2. Monthly would be 12. And daily, it's somewhat convoluted, but it's either 365 for 365 days, or 360. It's what they call a banker's year. Sometimes they use 360. All right, and then you raise this to a power of nt. So this n and this n is the same n. This t is your time, which would be 4 years. So just take those values and plug them in to this formula. A is going to be the amount in your account, the complete amount. So 16,000 parentheses 1 plus R, which is 0.07. You always convert your rate. You take your 7 divided by 100. Okay, you just move the decimal place twice. 0.07 divided by N, which is 4. And then N up here was 4, right? Quarterly, 4. And the time was 4 years. 4 years. Now, a lot of people can do this, but then they get down to trying to type this in the calculator. And they try to put all this in the calculator at once, and I do not recommend that. So if you're using a, let's see, just a basic calculator. Let's see if I got one here. Here. I'm going to use a basic calculator for this. If I'm going to use a basic calculator, I'm going to grab, let's see, I'm going to say 16,000. And I'm just going to simplify this part right here first. So what is 1 plus 0.07 divided by 4? So 1, turn the thing on, 1 plus 0.07 divided by 4. 1.0175. 1.0175. Right, 0.07 divided by 4 is the 0.0175, and there's a 1 in front of it, so you say 1 point. Okay, so that's where that comes from. 4 times 4, well, that's 16. So now you've got a little bit easier. This is a lot easier to plug into your calculator. You can plug this all in at once if you'd like, but I would just put this to the 16th power. Is what I'm just going to do it piece by piece. Order of operations says I do the power first. So 1.0175 to the power of 16 gives me this big number, and I'm going to multiply that by 16,000. And I'm left with $21,118 and 87 cents. You get around the nearest penny. If I had a graphing calculator, I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to clean this up inside here first to get one value. I'm going to multiply those two numbers and get one value there. You could plug that all straight into your graphing calculator if you'd like, but I just do it piece by piece, right? So it's a little bit easier to type in that way. Compound interest, easy peasy.